Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. I'm Jared Paul, and this week is all about the Planner's Choice Bonsai Starter Kit. It was the original starter kit that got me started into bonsai. Laura had gotten it for me 3 years, 3 months, and some change ago. So all of these trees are finally, they're doing something. They're turning into some, they're developing into some bonsai trees. It really takes a while when you do them from seed. It's completely worth it. Would I do as many seeds and as many trees from seed all over again? Probably not, but I do have hundreds of trees now because I did germinate thousands of seeds. So the hard work was worth the reward, and honestly, learning from start to finish the entire process, completely amazing. Very happy I did it, and I'm very happy now that I have some established trees to work on. So with that being said, this is the week of the Planner's Choice Grow Kit. I did the Pinus aristatas the other day. Pruned those up for the first time, so you can check out that video. And today it is time for the Delonix Regia. So my Delonix Regia, it gets a huge, beautiful canopy, and typically before I even want to prune it back, it gets some sort of insect infestation. This time, I believe it's white flies, and they've pretty much destroyed the foliage, because one of the most beautiful things about the Delonix Regia, its soft, elegant, long foliage, is one of the things that's most difficult about it, because if you do treat any insects with a spray, the Delonix is going to drop those needles right away. They're going to brown up. It's going to look terrible. And also, with any insects, they really do affect the look of your tree. So in no time, they could totally ruin it. So with that being said, the good thing about the Delonix Regia, or Flame Tree, or Royal Poinsettia, I believe that it has all three names. The beautiful thing is that it is a fast grower. So I have been putting off a pruning because it's been looking so nice and full and beautiful. But today we're going to defoliate all of its foliage, because in one way or another they've been affected from the white flies. There's either sticky stuff all over them, they're turning brown and falling off, or from where I've sprayed, they're just kind of they're just looking old and dingy. So we're going to get all of the foliage off, and then take a look at the branch structure and see where we want to take it. I've been dying to prune this thing back really hard, but wanted to wait through late fall and winter, when it really started to need it, until it was a strong growing season again. So without further ado, that's what's coming up on the next episode of Jarhead Bonsai. All right, y'all. So here is my Delonix Regia, and as you can see, this gnarly branch here comes up and goes down and around, and for temporary, I don't know, entertainment or display, it looked really cool, and it was really fun to watch it, just grow out crazy like. But I don't know if you can you see this branch bed? So there's all of these are either eggs or dead flies or something, and they are all coating right here, and then you get like a really sticky, shiny sap on the tiny little leaf foliage. And up top, that's how I discovered it, you'll see all these tiny microscopic little white specks, and those are the little white flies. And so we treated this, we gave it the systemic granules, and we also sprayed it, since I was going to defoliate anyways, just to kind of knock them out, kill them, and hopefully it didn't spread to other trees inside. And I'm also pruning it outside, so that as these shake off, eggs don't just fall inside, therefore repeating the process. So I'm just going to take off all these big leaf nodes. I forget what they're called. Somebody had told me or mentioned it in another video, but I can't remember. So these aren't actual branches if you don't have a Delonix. These are what would be considered their leaves. So you prune it, you leave a little bit of room for dieback, and then the inner node, right where that branch meets the leaf, is where you're going to hopefully get some back budding. And that is how you get your branching from there. So these, if I was to cut, say, halfway through one of them like that, this would eventually just die and then fall off anyways. Okay, so it's not a potential branch that can divide. Once these things grow in, it's really tough to get an eye on the structure unless you defoliate, because they just grow absolutely crazy, and these things are huge and they're intertwining. Part of what makes it beautiful, but you know, when you have insect damage, it just ruins it for everybody, because you don't want it to spread through other trees, and it could either kill your tree, or at a minimum you're going to end up with really damaged looking leaves. I didn't want to say foliage again. I feel like I've said it like 6 times in this video, so that's why I went with leaves there. So this thing was pretty, it stayed like this. I think I might have done a pruning on it early winter, and it grew in and it kind of stayed basic for a while. You know, it had its few branches and there's, I guess, a dormancy period. It didn't shed all of its leaves or anything like that, but it just didn't have that much growth. And then I'd say about a month ago, it just started going crazy, and so here we are. If you're wondering if you have one from seed and you haven't pruned it yet, I waited 8 months about, and right when we moved into the ranch here about 3 years ago, I pruned it for the first time, and it was hitting the ceiling from a pot sitting on the ground. So that's how fast it grew in 8 months. Out of nowhere, it'll take off on you. If it's really small, say even like 5 months old, out of nowhere, this thing can grow a foot in a month. It's really part of the love for it, because there's like a little, not a stink bug, but it looks like something like that on this branch. Bro, you gotta go. So, what was I saying? These things grow fast. Yeah, so when it's your first tree and you're not getting to do anything else, these things are a lot of fun. They give you a lot of confidence, and you actually get to practice some bonsai on them way years before you could do like the Pinus aristatas in this. So there's a full-size one right there. That's your Picea aves, the Norwegian spruce. That'll be another video from this Planner's Choice Bonsai Starter Kit. Okay, so pretty gnarly structure, as you see. This was not with wiring. So we've got this big branch here, up and down and around and up. And then we've got its partner that split with it last time. It's a lot thinner, but it comes up and down and then back around. We have, I think, some dead branches here that did not bud back. This little guy over here did not get a lot of energy, probably because it was covered by the other foliage, and so the energy went to these more dominant branches. And then this one's pretty much swirling but going straight up. So I had said before that when it was growing strong, I would love to really do a lot of corrective action on this tree, like down low, because it just got terrible. Like, this is just, it's terrible. And then the tree wasn't healthy enough at the time because of another insect attack to do a hard prune, so I think I'm going to do that today. So, babe, can you go ahead and hit stop? I got to go get another tool, something to cut the thicker brain. All right, so just to check it out a little closer, I did this thing, repotted it twice. So once probably like the 5-6 month mark, and then once last year. And at that same time, I did a hard root prune and a decently hard prune on the overall canopy as well. And then since then, it's just kind of grown out of sorts. So I think I am willing to turn back the clock, take it back hard, and start again with like a simple fork configuration where it came up here. Boom, I like the flow of the trunk. It's got a little natural sway in it, little bend, comes up, and then divides there. And I think somewhere here on both of these I would like to prune back to. Because once this divides here, you'll see this is where it died back. That's the tip from the cut, and then this whole branch died. So I don't get any divide with this branch, and then it just comes up and goes off and does nothingness. So I'm pretty confident because even the first time I pruned it down like all the way to here. This is the original chop. It was decently thick, as you could see, after 8 months, and it was 6-7 feet tall. It butted back, and it wasn't as strong as it is right now. So I think I'm going to go for it. So I'll take these down to here, boom and boom, and then this one over here, same kind of thing. It divides, but this side is dead. So yeah, I'll take that to here. So I'll have it dividing into 3 overall. So we'll have a dominant branch here, dividing into 2, and then this dominant branch. And hopefully we'll get this one to divide into 2, and these 2 to divide into 2 each. And we can go from there. Okay. Let's do this. Here, like so. I'm going to slant it to the outside. Boom. Oh my gosh, Laura would have a fit right now. Come on, focus. Focus for me. Well, we'll get it to focus eventually. Here we go. Moving right around. Gonna get this one where it comes out a little bit more. There's a little divide between those 2. Boom, boom. And our final one. I have a turntable and I'm moving around the table. I'll keep it a little taller just to match up with the other height of the tree. And cut it on diagonal to the outside again. Yes. So I've treated the soil with the systemic granules. And even though I sprayed the foliage and that doesn't really apply now, I'm confident there are no more white flies or eggs or anything on this. And finally, I haven't lost sleep over this, but I've thought about this for forever, so many times. At least I'd say a year I've thought about doing this hard prune. All right. So yeah, you're definitely gonna have to check back on this one. I will for sure be giving updates as now starts the anxious clock of, okay, is it gonna bud back? Yeah, it'll bud back. And I'll share that with you. All right, I got one more thing to show y'all inside. Beautiful day here. Clear skies, high, probably 80 degrees today. Getting ready to plant our fruits and veggies in the veggie garden out there. I'll be doing an update on the tree farm soon. Those trees are starting to bud out and doing well in spring. And then our chickens and duck, they're doing well down there too. They're providing a lot of food. So I'll give you a ranch update shortly. But for now, it's just going to remain the Planter's Choice series. Cheers, y'all. Stand by. All right, y'all. So before I let you go, I just wanted to show you my Delonix Regia from cutting, and it's part of my monster tropical planting. It has figs and bamboo and some cacti below, and of course the Delonix Regia. They're all from cuttings and allowed to grow in a nice large pot in the corner and just grow wildly. I think it's a lot of fun. And then I have like a little accent plant below this silver laced Wandering Jew. So I think those colors all work together. So this guy had a little bit of spider mites that they hopped over from the black locust and avocado tree. And I treated it with what I've had the most success treating with, these systemic insect granules. The issue is they need to be reapplied every 6 to 8 weeks and watered into the soil. And I was being cheap and I didn't order them, and I pushed out that 6 to 8 week window. It's probably been 10 weeks since I treated them, and true to form, the insects have come back. So I learned my lesson, and I will make it, one of those auto ship orders on Amazon from now on, so that I don't run into this problem, hopefully, as much or ever again. But I think I saved this one. So maybe one day you'll get to see me prune up this Delonix Regia from a cutting. But for now, I just wanted to show you, if you are growing Delonix and you have a lot of strong growth that you don't want to just waste and throw away, you can try it from a cutting. I think I used some rooting hormone powder and just stuck it in some nice light soil, just like the rest of these cuttings. So yeah, that's going to do it for today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai, y'all. I hope you enjoyed yourself. It's the week of the Planner's Choice Bonsai Starter Kit. Lots of fun. So we still have the Picea Abies and the Blue Jacaranda to check up on this week. So please check back. And if you did miss the episode of the Pinus Aristata, it should be the last video I uploaded. So I'm Jared Paul for The Ranch. Take care, y'all. Cheers.